Christos, from Cyprus to Los Angeles, how did you find your voice as a creative?
LA being this, melting pot of creativity, of this, hotbed of design and, with the latest trends, etc. It attracts all this, these creatives from all over the world. I was one of those creatives that kind of gravitated to it and kind of, I got seduced. I always like saying, using the word seduce, because LA seduces you with its kind of like quirkiness a little bit, a kind of little, craziness. But there's also this kind of vibrant, anything goes attitude. It's not like New York or London where design trends are very structured somehow. Where in LA, it's kind of like, hey, I want to make a pink jacket and just put it down the runway or whatever, right? It's perfectly acceptable. Great, do it. That's the can-do attitude. So within that kind of framework, I kind of established my firm, which is a creative design firm, which we do, it's a visual communications firm that does, online, print, all that kind of stuff, digital marketing, all that stuff, creative assets for all different clients. And slowly, you just kind of gain traction and one thing leads to another. And that's how I kind of created my little, flat six concepts.
I've always been seduced by simplicity in design, where every design element serves a function. It's in that simplicity where the design becomes invisible, where the design becomes so graceful, so elegant, and so balanced that it transcends time and feels like it's been there all along. The business of design is one of constant editing. Good design is the result of a detailed discipline that eliminates the superfluous and brings order out of chaos. It is that desire for that simplicity that inspires me every day. It is that innate sophistication and intellectual elegance that I strive to emulate and apply to each and every project. It is that yearning to make everything as simple as possible, but not simpler.
For me, I partner with clients. I don't take them on as a means of income per se. I don't have a quota I need to meet. An agency, a big agency has quotas they need to meet. They have shareholders they have to satisfy. For me, it's always been about, sometimes you have to take clients that will pay your bills. You have to do that. It's just a matter of life. This is the whole thing. But I do like to see them succeed because their success brings me more clients, word of mouth, etc. But yes, I do partner with them. I don't say, I'll take them on. I'll partner with you to get to the point where you want to be.
What are your core values?
I think integrity is a big thing for me. Honesty, transparency. I don't like to, for me, I will take accountability is another big thing. If I screw up, and I've screwed up a lot of times, I will take accountability. I will pay. I will, if it's monetary, if it's time, if it's design, whatever it is, I will do it to make it right for the client. Is that good business sense? Sometimes it doesn't make business sense but in the sense of, I just want to go home. I just want to go to sleep. I just don't want to have any, I just want to sleep well at night. COVID really affected obviously everyone, right? But I noticed in Cyprus as well, the economy, again, we're going through this kind of, this up and down and all this kind of stuff, and it affected the economy, the tourism kind of factor for Cyprus, which is so dependent on just foreign people coming in and spending money. I just had this feeling that people were just losing, their morale. They were just unhappy. People were just depressed from this, pandemic that was just upending their world and life, right? So I felt really touched by trying to do something for Nicosia, my town, my place. So I said, why don't we just kind of brand? Let's simplify, let's create this mark. And Cyprus Ready meant Cyprus is ready for change, like you said, but also for someone to be Cyprus ready. I'm going to Cyprus. So are you Cyprus ready? Like, for example, are you ready to go visit Cyprus? Are you ready for it? Did you get your gear? Did you get your swimming suits? Did you get your, are you Cyprus ready? Like, are you ready to go on a vacation or whatever it is that may be? And that's essentially what, it came about. My dad inspired me in many ways that I never understood at the time. Being an architect, being in the design world, being exposed to this kind of aesthetic, I think subconsciously, I think he was the prototype, if you will, of, my kind of aesthetic. There's this novelist, Julia Alvarez. She said, I always love this, it's, don't try to control everything. Let life unfold as it may. I'm paraphrasing that, but just like, let go. Don't try to control it. Let life surprise you a little. That's exactly what she said. And for me, that is very comforting at times of, whether it may be a difficulty or, whatever it may be. But once you let go and kind of accept everything for what it is, then you're kind of okay. You'll be fine, It's just taking that step of just accepting and just, hey, you never know what might happen, That's a good way of looking at life, for me, I guess.